Martin.
Hello. All right.
I think we're live. I think we're alive. Could be lying. Oh no, we are live.
We're live. We're live.
We're live. Let's just change it because you look a bit too relaxed sat like that. But anyway,
How you
I'm
doing?
Carl, and this is Martin from, and we both run Under the Hot End. And if you've seen our show last week, the sort of stuff we do, we kind of help out and I don't know, just be a little link between people and companies and businesses and stuff like that. I've been really struggling with my ailments in my life, so my back is absolutely killing me, and I am drugged up to the eyeball on tablets. But Creality did send me a Halot 1 Plus, so I thought I'll get it unboxed, maybe get a print on and see how it goes, and I don't know, just have a bit of a chit chat instead of me just talking to myself all day. So Martin was quite happy to come on and talk to me, so I'm not going to argue with that.
I've been sat staring at metal rings all day, so I'm happy to talk to a human rather than metal bars.
Yes. But so my back, I ended up in A&E on Monday for about 5 hours, and I had to stand up because I was unable to sit down, and I use crutches for mobility. And while I was in hospital, my 10-year-old son was at the children's hospital because he fractured his foot. So Monday was a bit of a crap day for us all, really. Wasn't great.
You were pretty much the family day from hell.
Oh yeah, and like he's hating having to like not do sports, or do you know what? He hasn't kicked a football in days, and he's having like withdrawal symptoms from it. I'm sure he is.
Oh, bless him.
God bless him. But
bless
yeah,
him. You have to get him on FIFA or something.
Oh, he's like, don't. He screamed at that already. I don't play FIFA with him anymore because he made me really hate the game. Every time I scored, he played the guilt trick on me, and I was like, oh, I don't want to play anymore. I don't really like this game anymore.
You win.
You're making it really hard for me to like it. But anyway, so we're on last week. It's actually 6 days ago, and you unboxed the Anycubic Cobra that you won.
We did, and I've actually set it off tonight on the start of a big project. So we'll see how it fares up. Because I mean, this is the first part of 12 prints on this one model, and it's going to be running for 1 day, 12 hours, I think it is.
It's not too bad then.
No, part one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it does. It's actually, from what I've witnessed so far, it's been on for about an hour now, and it's laying down really nice. So I'm really impressed with it so far.
So yeah, so my week started with I got a S2 filament drive from Sunlu, which I've obviously not been able to deal with or unbox or open, and then an Ender 2 Pro from Creality turned up, so I've got to unbox that, which I'll probably do tomorrow, to be honest. I did have a little look inside, and I did have a little laugh at the size of the build plate. because until you actually see it with your own eyes, you're just like, oh,
you can't believe how small it is.
What am I going to print on that?
It's ideal for benches.
Possibly a few. But anyway, Martin, I was telling Martin beforehand, obviously with my back and that, my wife's had a rummage through the box with the Halot 1 Plus in, and we are missing the USB stick. So I have no paperwork apart from what's in the manuals. I have no test files from Creality.
I saw that.
So I shall be sending them an email.
We will be doing an unboxing.
And I have a spare one which I have put the frozen slice on it off lychee, because I love lychee now. It's so quick. It's so much better.
It's a lot quicker than
because like I did this the other day between my ailments. It's probably the worst camera to put it on, to be honest. Let me bring this other one in. You'll see the mess on my bench. But this, come on, work. This come out really nice. So this is Chaos Core Tech Charmander or whatever I don't know who the Pokemons are, but this come out really nice, and the camera is really
come out
not
really good on detail. That.
So these are for my kids because they love Pokemon, so that'll keep them and me out of trouble.
I think I might have to give you the size for the dog's head and get you to print one, because I swear it will fit on the dog and it'll look so cool.
Yes, I could probably get it off their site, Solar, but it's not great. But to be honest, I use Lychee Slicer anyway. I've had a look at Creality's Halot Slicer, and it's a little bit, I don't know. I do pay for Lychee. I do pay £5 a month for it. Which is,
to be fair, I think the setup on Lychee is just so smooth.
Charmander, that's the one. Charmander. See, I don't even watch Pokemon. My kids have got millions of Pokemon cards, but yeah, that's an awesome file, that one, because I did this one, and I actually think this is probably the nicer one I've done. When it comes, this is probably the nicest one I've done. You have to apologize. I'm trying to get my lighting working, and my lighting's doing me head in, but this is just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, that's really nice. I like that.
So I did have a chat with James. Want that one
for the dog.
So I had a chat with James from Honey Badger about potentially gold painting it and that, and he said to use a pen, and he said it would be an absolute arse to do, and he's not worried about it because he's not going to do it. I'm like, fair enough. That suits him. Keeps me happy. So let me just take myself off. On. Right, let's make this bigger because it's been a while since we've
it's stupid.
So anyway, so it is lying down on its side because it's a lot easier for me to get stuff out. So you get the usual filters.
I think your cameras are freezing, or my internet's.
And have we frozen?
I'm not too sure.
I think they possibly are.
Your box.
Come on.
Cam's froze.
What is? Oh, right. Hold on a minute. Let's see. This is why I hate life.
So the two Pokemons you printed, I'm guessing they were on the Mono X.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did a smaller version of them as well. Just a little test. And if anyone says you can't do multicolored prints, there you go. Look, grey, lighter grey.
Oh, did he baby ones?
So you can see little buttons, but really do it. Reload player. Lag, yeah, it's annoying me now. And I rebooted my Wi-Fi and everything for this.
My
kids aren't even in the house, so I can't even blame them for it. Right, give me a minute. I'm gonna. Do you know what? Give me a minute. I'll start with this camera. This is doing my head now. I need this camera to do this. Oh, where have I plugged in?
So yeah, I've just put on a start of a big project. It's probably going to take me like more likely 4 or 5 days to print, and then probably another 2-3 days to paint. It is a bit of a monster.
Is that going to be like the whole build plate on the Cobra? Is it?
It's just the middle section, the body section is more or less the build plate. And then I've got the arms, the head, the leg, the base, and then there's actually another character sat on top. So it's going to be a bit of a mission.
Quite impressive then. Hi, Subsector. Nice to see you in here. Oh, I do apologise for this. I am an amateur. Right. So, is that working a bit better now? I think it is. No, it's not. Everything's going Pete-Tong.
Yeah, I think so. It's moving and it's doing things.
Was that my hand? That's my hand, right?
Yeah.
Let's just go with it before I
go with it. Do it.
Do you know what? I've got an external battery here, actually. See, this is why I need lighting in my shed properly for this. Oh, watch this. This is work. Right, now let's turn that down because I'll get a suntan off that. That's better.
So by the end of this live stream, Carl will be applying after sun vigorously.
Yes, I don't like sun. I'll be perfectly honest. It's my least favourite thing in life.
See, I'm the opposite. I can't deal with shade, man. I just like...
So you get your little plastic scraper inside there.
Look at that there.
Get 3 Allen keys. And from watching Mr. Farmer's live, he was saying that when he did this, it screws up at the front in one point and at the back in one point. Unlike my Mono X, which screws both in the middle.
Okay.
There you go.
That's
but
funky.
Who am I to judge what Creality like to do? So here.
Do you want to make your... Is your screen the biggest, Carl?
Oh, shit. Yeah, sorry. Oh. Yeah, subsets. I'm really struggling at the moment with my my back and everything. So all this is just added to my insults. So spare FEP. And I'll be perfectly honest, I've got about 700 FEPs because I do go through them pretty quickly. Because I like to destroy screens on resin printers as well, don't I, Martin?
Yeah, Carl's actually should become a tester for a big company. They should send them to Carl just to see if they break, because generally he breaks all his screens. He's getting quite good at it.
Yeah, and yeah, I've not done it with my Mono X yet because I've actually seen the price of it.
Yeah.
I'd literally buy. I might as well just literally buy a new Mono X for that price.
Yeah,
might as well get the 6K screen and do it myself. Get the warranty and quick installation guide. Very nice. It says here
and Carl
you'll
was
find
really
USB
excited by this printer just purely by the lid.
Yeah, it's blue, and that was what when Creality reached out to me, and I was like, yeah, it's blue. I'll have it. I'll be honest.
I'll take it.
So it says here, you will find the USB stick in the toolbox. No. There isn't one. But
oh
well. But anyway, so there is 8 key features to this printer. Apparently, it's got a 7.9-inch 4K mono LCD screen. Self-developed integral light source. So there you go. There's your
self-developed. So what? The printer's developed its own light source.
Yeah, from solar panel. I bet. High performance mainboard, 2-axis with dual linear rails, 5-inch touchscreen. Creality Cloud app, which I'll be perfectly honest, I don't use the Cloud app. And multiple slicing software. I think that's probably all to do with the app, isn't it? They have going.
Hello. Basically saying you could probably use just about any slicer.
Yeah. You're right, Matt. Do you want to come in, Matt? I can send you an invite. You've got this, and you've had very mixed reviews of it so far.
I just like watching Carl try and struggle to pull it out of the box.
Well, I thought it would be nice for me to actually unbox it because I want to see the blue screen when it appears. And I am doing it completely the wrong way. I do apologise. But my minions will come in. And I've got a UK plug for the first time ever on
Blimey, that is a first.
Creality. I'm so mad about that. That is a
first. I've got about 7 of their printers and not one UK plug from them.
Well, I did. I wanted 2 trees TTS 55 laser engraver, and it actually comes with a European plug. And there is a way to convert it to an English plug, and it involves putting a pin into the top for the earth plug, put a screwdriver in, and then just push the continental one in, and it works.
Yeah, there's probably not the safest move in the world. That's telling people to put a screwdriver in a plug socket.
Yeah, not when it's plugged in, obviously. It's something I would do. But I was brought up in Germany because my dad was in the forces, so these little tricks were all lifesavers, really, considering that we were back and forth from Germany to the UK and everywhere else. Like, my sister's in America at the moment, and they've spent the last 3 years there, and like they sold everything to move over there for 3 years, and now they've got to buy everything again. They have to sell the fridge because it doesn't work in America, and like it's nuts. But
that's
they do
an
get
expensive move.
So, so I was actually talking to Martin today, and all my Anycubic resin printers, the screws at the top always seem to break within the first week. And
It's because
it's not.
You're so hench.
It can't be just down to me, but it's not a bad little build plate. I should have got. Should I get my Mono X one out and compare it?
Oh yeah, I'm kind of curious whether that's the same. No, it's got to be a bit bigger than the LD, isn't it?
Oh God, you know these things you think to yourself, oh, we'll do this and we'll do that, and then you get to it and you're like, oh Jesus Christ. So one of the things that really annoyed me actually with my Anycubic is when I take the lid off, it scratches the frame at the back with the linear rails. So I've printed something to go on there, and it makes a hell of a difference now. That's my exercise for the week. So Mono X.
I have 3D Mechanics.
And there is the Halot Plus. So it's a little bit smaller.
It's about an inch either way, isn't it?
Yeah. But the Halot ones, what I have noticed is they're more square.
Yeah. They've
so like my Mono X is 192 by 120, and this is 170, is it? 172, something like that, by 102. So
they've
it's not very
wider, aren't they?
Yeah, it's not very high, but feels nice.
My back is killing me. Must admit, I'm quite liking the look of that.
I have to say, I do like the design of it. Really, it is quite.
Yeah.
It's a nice peel. So you can't buy those peels.
It's like when you buy a brand new mobile phone and peel that cover off. Oh.
Yeah, and then you drop it in 30 seconds.
Yeah, and then you crack the screen.
But it's got the USB at the front, which is quite nice. So, but the Anycubic ones I've got around the side, and I actually used. I have listened to Mr. Farmer, and he recommends buying your own USBs. So I've actually got L-shaped ones now. Yeah. So that when I put them into the Anycubic one, they can't get caught by my clumsy self.
I must admit, the Anycubics
often
they got pros and cons to being at the back. I think they're out the way. They're a bit fiddly if you're sort of...
well, they're on the side with the Anycubic ones, so they're not too bad. But yeah, and the actual PS. The resistance with this actual printer is, yeah. Now,
this has made Carl's day now. He's now happy. He's been ranting on he's got to do this unboxing, and it's only purely because he wants a blue lid in his
room. I have been moaning to companies about the colour of these. I'm like, why is it orange? Why can't it be incredible? And Matt, you did a test in, I think, Mr. Farmer on his did a test and checked the light, didn't you? I believe. And this is really doing it. But anyway, yeah. So it feels quite solid. Right.
Nice.
What does it say about then?
So is it standard leveling on it?
Yeah, so you've got your two there and your two there, and I'm guessing there was a leveling piece of paper from them, unless that's with my USB stick somewhere.
Yeah. That's still in transit.
Oh, yeah. Or hang on, I'll tell you what, this could be in here actually. Yes. So the leveling card from Creality. And it says here, and I'm really struggling because I've lost my glasses, 2 pairs of them. First, raise a platform, loosen the rubber screws on the left and right sides. Okay, so off the bat. So it's basically like every other printer, to be honest. Yeah, you loosen
pretty
those
much
ones.
Same leveling as pretty much every printer they've ever made.
And it will be interesting actually to see if this breaks in a week. Because this is what I have the problems with, like, but this seems a little bit more chunkier.
Is it a metal one or a plastic that though?
It's plastic.
It's plastic.
Yeah, so
it'd be kind of cool to see them actually put a metal one on there, which would be, save all the breakages.
Yeah, so those of you with a Mono X or a Mono X6K, so mine, is broken. Like that had plastic all the way down to where the bolt is. And in the last week,
it's hench, mate.
No, it's got to be something to do with the resin in the air or something in it when it's printing. It's got to, because it did it with my Mono SE. And it did it on 2 of them.
Done quite well, to be fair, other than the screen.
So I literally just I just use a spanner now just to tighten up the build plate because it's far too much.
Awesome. Cheers, Matt.
What's that? Okay, Matt, that's great. Yeah.
Right. So, are you thinking of going for the level and test print?
I will. I'm actually just making sure if there's no screen protector on the screen because I've not had a Creality one before. But I'm sure Mr. Farmer will be able to tell me if there is one.
If the LDs are anything to go by, mine didn't, I don't believe.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Definitely had one on my Mono X.
No screen protector. Cheers, Matt. Nah.
Okay, well, I've actually got screen protectors here, so I'll put one of them on later. Oh, right, where's the?
I'm still running my LD without a screen protector. It's been going now for about a year, so it's doing quite well. I just like living on the edge.
Well, yeah, some of us don't have that luxury of being soft and gentle. Because there are going to be people in the world that are just like me that are heavy-handed.
Well, the thing is, when the LD came out, you couldn't get a screen protector for it to start with, so it was like you just ran it as it was. And I've just never actually gone and brought a screen protector. I've still got, from when I brought the machine, I've actually got a mag bed, and I've still not even fitted that.
There we go. Look, little Creality logo on the startup, dancing.
Is he any cubic M3 Max? Yeah, I think I would on that sort of size. Oh, look, there's Cougar.
Oh, I would cry, Matt, if I had the M3 Max. I could not justify buying that for £1,000 and breaking the screen in a week. Welcome to use Halot series of 3D printers. Please choose the language. English.
That's a nice change in load up screen from them.
Yeah, the touchscreen is really nice. And no, I don't want it on Wi-Fi. Just go to homepage. Okay, so it's quite
mega. I would cry 500. Jesus, yeah, that would make me cry too. See, with the Form Labs, you haven't got a screen. That's really weird because it's just like a hole in the bottom in the Mark 1 Form Labs.
Okay, so you can put other skins on here, so you can customize the screen.
That's quite cool.
You can do updates over the Wi-Fi. Let me just reduce this light a little bit. Might be able to see that a bit better.
Finally.
it's really not coming through, that, is it? Tell you what. Okay, that's a bit better. Hang on, tell you what. So you can update over local, or you can do it wirelessly over the network. So
nice.
That's not too bad. You got cleaning, which is, to be honest, I've started doing it a little bit more, to be honest, on my other printers. So whenever I finish a print and I'm changing resin, I always do like an exposure on the screen, and then I get rid of what's in the FEP back into the bottle and just peel away, and it gets rid of any bits that's lying around. So that's made a huge difference, to be honest. That's probably why I've not broken a screen for a while, to be honest. So printer settings, camera monitor. Okay, so
I wonder if they've made it camera compatible in the USB. That'd be quite cool.
Turn on camera monitoring. Okay, but where would you put the camera? That is the all important question. That is a Matt Farmer. Have you figured out anything about the camera? $500 for the screen on the Mega. Oh yeah.
I'm just wondering, actually, if it's for the Creality camera, so you can monitor it on the Creality Cloud app.
Yeah, I've got one of their cameras somewhere. Not that I know where it is. So you've got Z-axis movement back to 0 leveling. So you've got leveling options there. Details. Other information.
Nice.
I have to say, the binding Creality Cloud. No, I don't do that. I have to say, the interface is quite nice. It's not a hard push to get it going. Creality Cloud Online. I don't want to do that. Right, let's see if this USB off has actually worked, because I used Lychee. Oh, this is doing my head in now. Oh. Do you know when everything could go bloody wrong, it does go bloody wrong. Oh yes, so that's worked fine. So that's okay.
Nice.
Oh, so let's do a live leveling and like break it in front of everyone. That's what I do best, isn't it, Martin?
The newest tutu box supports the Halot.
Yes.
Nice. Must admit, it's actually not a bad looking resin, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a nice little printer, actually. It is quite nice. And this seems to be the direction of Creality going with their resin printers, though, isn't it? Like
I'm too lazy for resin.
That is very true. So you get 3 different. Not that I keep to using, but I use them while I'm on. Actually, I just think my herniated did another disc trying to undo that one. Oh, for God's sake, stop turning off on me. Oh. Do my head in. Anyway, so yeah. Right. So, Matt, how many successful prints have you got off your Halot at the moment then, your Plus? Because I know you've got the Halot Sky and you've got the Halot Light. And he was explaining that the Halot Light was a downgraded version of the Halot Sky. Because that's what, nearly $2,000, isn't it? Isn't it, Martin?
Yeah.
Martin? Yeah? You still awake? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just watching you. I was getting mesmerised about you playing with Allen keys there. Yeah, it's basically a sort of lower grade version, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Sky is $900. Light is $600. So it's the cheaper option.
Yeah, there's a huge difference, isn't there? And if you want to find anything else about Creality's Halot series and that, go and check out Kuma Mod's channel. Go and check his TikTok. Go and check his Facebook group. He's anything about resin.
He's been playing with them for a while now, hasn't
he? Yeah, he's a resin god. He certainly is. But yeah, and to be perfectly honest, I live in the UK. Matt's Chicago area, and 6-7 hours difference, and I can send him anything through, and he'll get back to me within like half an hour, and say, yeah, overexposed, change this, underexposed, change this. So he is helpful, and his group as well is like, is it nearly 80,000 now, Matt? 80,000, I think, something like that. Oh, it's huge. It's like just continue to grow over and over. Right, so let's try and do this. The sky's amazing, but medium prints are on the market. Yeah. Because like the Anycubic ones, like my Mono X is 245 on the Z, so you get a good, decent height on that. You're not kind of
I think that's probably the best selling or best price point in a resin printer of that size, personally.
Yeah, at the moment it's got to be the best buck for pound or whatever you want to call it, because £300 I paid for that. £300
I
for
think
4K.
That's an amazing deal, to be honest.
Right. Honestly, this would go so much quicker if I actually had my glasses and I could read. But anyway, I want to do it properly. I don't want to break it, so we want to go to settings.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
We want to go to.
I mean, this is looking quite nicely packed out with features, so that's kind of nice. It's nice they've incorporated the Wi-Fi uploads, updates and things.
And now we've got to pick leveling, and then it goes up. I really can't read what it says after this. It goes up first.
I'm not overly fond on the whole cloud side, I must admit. It went in the right direction, but I think it's straying a bit, sort of here, there, and everywhere now.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? Like I know there's been loads of issues on Twitter with it.
I do like the idea of it, but I just don't think it's quite.
Yeah.
What there?
So BV3D actually did a video, I think about a week ago, about 2 weeks ago, when it was all kind of raw online, and he actually went through it quite well, actually. Yeah, the copyright stuff is the biggest, and yeah,
that's been flagged up since the beginning with the cloud. It was something I actually took up with them right at the beginning, for the likes of designers having their stuff shared, and them not having the rights to share it. It was always going to be a problem, if I'm honest.
Okay, so this is.
It was never going to be easy.
So there isn't much. It's quite actually stiff. So I don't know if that's just a lack of too much pressure still on it.
You got it too excited, Carl. It's not stiff.
Wow, I have these magic tricks now and again. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. That was the point. It's like they're like, well, it's not our fault. Somebody else has uploaded it. Well, it is kind of your fault for not monitoring it.
Yeah, I completely agree. If you're gonna sell a thing to be this, and you find it acceptable that because you didn't upload it and some other user did, and that's fine. It's a bit of a worry.
Yeah. I mean, personally, in my mind, they should have somebody monitoring everyone that gets uploaded. It should go into a holding period where they got the time to monitor each one, check them, and then if it's all good, they can accept it. But
so what BV3D did on his video, he actually went on the GitHub page, and it actually had all the files that Creality Cloud have deleted, but you can actually tell what it was that was deleted. So it had a link, and you couldn't tell. So for example, I use quite a few patrons, to be honest, and if I uploaded a file like, all right, this isn't on Patreon, but this is Caleb Texas one off, and it's on their Fangs account. So if I uploaded that to Creality Cloud, I would be responsible for the copyright, not Creality.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a get out of jail card, and it's, to be honest, it's not really sat really nice well with anyone. It is a bit of a, but what he did notice as well, BV3D did notice, is that if you go on the Creality Cloud website for the Chinese market, it's a completely different kettle of fish to what we have access to.
Yeah, it's a different ball game with copyright over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
so it is
chalk and cheese.
It's a bit of a strange one.
I think what they should have probably done is, if they wanted to have a design thing, then basically they should have had a maker's room where you could make something that stayed on the cloud, not upload your stuff and let everybody add to the library on that respect. It should have only purely been from that design room. You see what I mean? So you've got like a design suite that people can go in and design what they want, and that can be put onto their library. That would have eliminated all this stuff being sent up from all over the place that shouldn't have been.
Yeah, and people, let's be honest, they have patrons for a reason, because they want to be able to be supported to make, files. And why should?
No, it doesn't. The lizard scanner, you scan on the suite. You don't actually have to upload to the cloud at all.
But I'm not a fan of the scan lizard either.
But yeah, there's quite a few flaws with the lizard software. So it's
it doesn't work on MacBook. There's a flaw straight away.
Yeah, no, I've scanned and I've managed to save, and I haven't actually been onto the cloud with it. So, perhaps if I had gone on the cloud, it might have worked a bit better. I don't know.
Yeah. To be honest, I thought a scanner would have been cool. And I was a bit
disappointed.
I don't actually have a need for it, really. Is that all you got to do then for leveling? Was that right, Mr. Farmer? Because obviously, make the calibration card is attached evenly. Yeah, but do I have to push back to 0 though, Matt? Because I really can't see a thing. The full. Do you know what? This is probably why I break screens. So I just have to push. So I just have to push back to 0, and that'd be it.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing now.
Pull the paper out for a start.
Wait, yeah, but that might protect it.
Might.
This is either going to go one way or another. And apparently it says that there's a carbon filter on this fan at the back. That's what it says on the website.
There you go. What it says. Put the card down, loosen the screws, hit the home button, and then tighten screws back to home. Kind of like a frozen printer. Don't help, we've not got a frozen.
But shouldn't 0 be at the bottom? Not at the top. Put the card down, loosen the screws, hit the home button, and then tighten the screws back to home.
No, I think you're there, mate. You've gone down, you've tightened it to level. You moved it so it's out of level, but
okay, so look, another peel. Okay, yeah, so with the Pionex printers, it's the opposite. Okay, yeah. So that's the company that makes these for them, isn't it, Matt? Pionex. I can never remember the name of them. So, hello. So this says maximum is 650 mils of resin, which isn't a bad amount, but needs a good clean.
Yeah, I've got the Photon
but what
0,
I will say is,
that was the same.
My Mono X apparently only takes 500 mils of resin. Oh, sorry. Which I can assure you it doesn't take 500 mils, because I ran out doing a coiled crystal print, which
I've got the Photon 0 as well, the original Photon 0, and that was the same leveling. Spins you out to start off with, but you kind of get used to it.
You need to level more than once, should you? Every now and again. That is clean. So as I was saying, and this is what Matt pointed out when he did his unboxing a while ago. So you can see there, oh God, this is doing my head in because it's echoing. But you can see there that there was a screw there to put your vat down, and then there's one up here.
Right. I'm with you.
I'm not quite sure why it's done like that.
Yeah, it's a bit odd because that's on the diagonal. You'd think then it would pivot on the opposite diagonal.
Yeah.
Strange.
Is there any little things to go in? Nope. Okay, so
very peculiar.
Well, what is there to question? And just get silly answers. I do have to say, I do like it. Feels well made.
To be honest, the size of the vat, you're probably right, Matt. It's not going to go too far, is it? Not unless it's got an awful amount stuck to the bed and the build plate, I guess.
God, tell you what, they take a while to screw in, don't they, as well?
Yeah.
Gee, look. So it actually screws in. There you go.
It'll screw so far and then drop, surely.
Yeah.
Do like it though.
Yeah, I like the way that the oh, you can't see really, because like I do like the casing around the linear rails.
No,
I have to say that. Okay, yeah, so you can leave them in the vat. That's fine. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, the good thing with that feature is that you ain't going to undo the vat and those bolts go flying off.
No, and I have to say, I really do like this. It is nice. Because most of my other ones, they're quite exposed, actually, the rails.
Yeah, it's dual linear, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, it says it's got a carbon filter on it. So it's got a 64-bit quad-core processor. Okay.
That's quicker than my laptop that I'm streaming on at the minute.
Yeah. So it says it's got an air filtration system with activated carbon, absorbs most of the resin odor and creates fresh printing environment. I'm going to be perfectly honest. So I know a few people have got the lizard, not the lizard, the Falcon, and that has a carbon filter on it, and the filter's actually just black, and it's really hard to get in there and show, but it's.
You can see the fan on the top there.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that. What I would trust is one of these. These are worth their weight in gold. That's what you call a carbon filter, an air purifier. That I don't believe. For 1 second. Echo. Is there an echo?
No, go on.
It's the same as your white filter. Yeah. So it is $400 for this.
What is?
So it's $400 for this one. So this is the Plus. So this is the bigger one of the new releases.
Right.
So and they have the Pro. So they have the Halot Pro. Here we go. So the Plus Pro is the big one. Yeah. Oh. So the Pro. Right, the resin. Yeah. So the Pro is very similar to this, but it's a little bit smaller, and it's got a red cover. So that's a 7.04 mono LCD screen. So that, so the Plus is, the Pro is 130 by 122 by 160. So this is slightly bigger, this one then. By a little bit. But they're both very similar. And that one is a 3K screen. This is a 4K.
This is 925. We're at 820.
It's 8:30 now here, and I have to say that is a piece of work. That is awesome. Do you know what? It doesn't look out of place. It's quite tidy, isn't it? It's quite nice.
I like it. What? Oh, sorry. What's the screen size on your one, Carl?
So the screen on my one is
925 or 725?
7.9.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sure, it's 7.9. This one. Yeah, it is
725.
7.9 inch 4K mono LCD screen with a resolution of 4,320 by 2,560. Yeah, so it's just under 8. Yeah, but I like it. I like the color.
No, I do. I'm liking the blue lid. It gives it a nice little difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it doesn't beep when you touch the screen, which is awesome.
Yeah, it is a bit of an odd one. It's just that little bit over small and just under big. It's not sure what it is.
So you can customize the home screen. So you can have snowy mountains, or you can have it colourful, which I suppose it's all right. But I suppose I best get a print on, really, shouldn't I?
Let's see what it does.
Where did I put my gloves? There they are. Because yes, I do wear gloves. Because yes, I get resin everywhere. So I am just going to do the frozen test print, really. Which apparently it said on Lightsheet that it would take 17 minutes on this. But we'll find out.
We basically just set it up, done the leveling, and Carl's preparing to add some resin and get some form of print on the go.
Yeah, we're going to try and not break the screen. What I did do, though, a while ago, I actually got resin on my watch. So I actually wear a crappy watch now when I'm printing. So I am going to use an Eron Grey standard resin. I don't know if people can see it because of the stupid light. But I have to say, I do enjoy using a bit of Eron. I really liked their black resin they got. I know it's water washable, but I enjoyed using it because it let the light through a little bit. You know, when you did a print, it looked quite nice.
I've just got the ABS light, so I plan to have a play with that. I'm actually away on Saturday, but Sunday I'm planning on having a play with that.
Yeah, I think I went. Hang on, I'll tell you what I did on.
See, I've only got 2K, so the ABS light's going to be interesting.
What did I do it at?
That's a bargain. 20 grey for £33 shipping.
Wow. Is that Eron? They've got loads of expired resin. Ooh, I want some of that. I think, Matt, on this, can you adjust your exposure times and that when it's printing? Because I can do it on Mono X, and I was quite shocked at that, actually. I really enjoyed that feature.
I was getting a shake on that.
It's the most exercise I've done all week. I've spent most of it in bed.
You're going to throw it back out in a minute.
Oh, if I throw it out anymore, I won't have one. Right.
Well done.
So my GP actually. So, as I was saying to Martin before, on Monday I actually had to go to A&E in my local area. I do suffer. I have a chronic pain syndrome. I actually have herniated discs, and it's a boring story. But every now and again, my mobility goes really bad, and I've experienced it twice in the last 3 weeks. So my doctors increased one of my medication the other week, and
great. How you going, Wayne?
You're right, Wayne. And then I went to my local A&E, and it was heaving, and I mean, it's the busiest I've ever seen it. And literally, I stood there for 5 hours. I couldn't sit down because I couldn't sit because my sciatica was like off the chart. I stood for 5 hours, and I actually left in the end. And I just come home and just like took some PRM medication. But my 10-year-old boy actually fractured his foot on Monday as well. So he actually spent 7 hours in hospital. At the Children's Hospital, which is a little bit of a way away from here, us. So yeah, so he's not happy at all because he can't do any sport.
Carl's been seeing if he can wipe out the whole family in 1 week.
I probably could. Do you know what? My missus could do it if she cooked a meal every now and again. She'd probably kill us all. And I'm not afraid to say that because she can't cook for shit.
It's only because she's out of earshot.
Yeah, you'll probably see this back later on my YouTube channel when it goes on. And probably
different story altogether.
I'll be dead. So if anyone hears this, Martin, you can have this printer if I do end up dead.
Eh?
I said you can have this. I'll leave this in my will to you if worst case scenario happens overnight with her. Just have some Vegemite. Do you know what? I have no interest in putting anything called Vegemite anywhere near my mouth. It's disgusting. Vegemite is basically Marmite in the UK, and that is popular. Like, isn't it, Martin? It's popular. They've got crisps that have Marmite on it. You can get chocolate spread with Marmite in it.
It has got popular, mate. It has, but it's one of them, isn't it? It's a love-hate fucking thing.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind Marmite, mate. I'm not going to lie. I don't love it.
It's crazy.
I don't mind it.
I can't stand it. Like, my niece and nephew, they're both living in America at the moment. They're moving back. And my mum has to send like Marmite crisp for them because obviously they're in America, so they don't get them.
Black spread stuff, mate. What does me is Bovril, mate. I can't drink Bovril.
Oh, I love Bovril.
Oh, mate, it just does me.
I'd rather have my wife cooking than Marmite without even thinking about it. It's vile.
Hello, Matthew.
Nice to see you, Max.
Worse than your wife's cooking. My missus is a great cook. I love it. I'm so lucky on that respect. She is an awesome cook. I've got to say that. She's not far away. No, I'm joking. She is a good cook.
So choose user parameters. What's that mean?
So I know Matt's been out playing with the van today. He's been having like build it day with the missus. Well, I say that is missus has been doing the building.
Did it all. Yeah.
And Matt's been there with a fucking camcorder photoing her, going, look, we're doing loads.
Okay, that looks quite cool actually on the screen. I don't know if you can see that very well.
No.
No. I'm not going to tip it up, to be perfectly honest, because I will get resin everywhere. That would be something that I would do.
Tilt it back.
So we're just... Okay, so you can adjust exposure times. That's good, because I had it too high. So motor speed you can adjust, turn off delay you can adjust, raising height.
Yeah, you know I'm right, Matt. Seems pretty smooth though. Just from that motion there, it's actually quite smooth on its way down, isn't it? It's like,
yeah, it's not very quick.
It's an in-between. It's a bit of an oddball size on this one, Wayne. We were just going over that. It's an in-between, really. It's not small and it ain't a sort of medium, is it?
It's more squared. And I haven't got... You can actually save a file onto the actual printer itself, so you don't need the USB in there, which is good. It is slow, and if you up the speed, it tells at you.
All right.
No one wants to see you in pictures, Matt, and that's probably
very true, Matt. Very true.
Carl,
we love you though, Matt.
Same as the Photon S. No, this is a little bit bigger. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it's noisy. Yes. So when Matt unboxed his actually on his channel a couple of weeks ago, you had quite a disturbing noise coming from it, didn't you, Matt? So, and it took him a while to figure it out, and it was to do with the speed. That's not going to make any noise going at that speed. If I'm honest, that is like I can walk faster than that, and I use crutches. But let's like.
Oh, and it's in.
Oh.
Oh.
The fan's kicked in, with the carbon filter on it.
And
which is just painted black. Okay, so thickness is 0.05 millimeters. It's got 59 layers to go and 18 minutes. I'll tell you what, it's not that loud. I'm not bothered about the smell. Yeah, it's quite noisy. It's actually a lot noisier than I expected it to be. Maybe I need to change the fan.
Matt's asking, what's the exposure set to?
2.2. I've got it at 2.2. Okay, so it lets you go to 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, and anything past the 1 millimeter that screams at you. Bottom exposure, yeah. To be honest, being able to adjust the settings on my Mono X has saved a few prints, to be honest, because I've hit print and then I'm like, oh shit. I've had it at like 3.
Notice the cock up and change it quick.
Yeah, I've got 30. I've got 30 for the bottom for 6 layers. Because I learned a really valuable lesson actually on Mono X the other day. So I put ABS light resin in, and 4.5 seconds for each layer. And there was a lot of resin that had cured in the vat that was just sat there attached to the actual print. So I learned. And the problem is I was having to do like 2.5 to 3 seconds on my SE because it's 2K just to get ABS to like print quite nice. And that's a 4K and it's a bigger screen and it's got UV adjuster, and I was just say, this is it. My head's up my backside sometimes because of pain, and I just don't do good things. like I've got loads of plans in this shed to do, and I just can't get round to it because my back will flare up tomorrow again or the day after, and it really pisses me off. Like, it really does. And I chat to Martin and Matt, and Matt, like exploring with Matt. I won't tell you what he likes exploring, but we chat on a daily basis.
We'll leave that to the imagination, or you can go and check his YouTube channel out, I suppose.
Akuma Mods, I chat to him every now and again, like send him a message about a resin print or something, and he's like, yeah, too high, too low, adjust this, adjust that.
Up a bit, down a bit.
Yeah. And it does, and this is what the community is about, though, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Well, that's it. I mean, we're all here, we're all in the same boat to a degree, or we've been there in that boat.
Well, Matt does some really strange times for live streams, and he has loads of guests on. So there's one on there called Sniper. Can't remember the numbers he's got after his figure, and he's hit over 1,000 subscribers on TikTok now. So he's over the moon because he'll be able to do live streams on there now. But he's actually printed the coil, the Crystal Dragon coil, on an FDM printer.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was wondering where that was going when you said he's printed a coil. I was starting to think.
Yeah. And he's done quite a few filament changes on it as well, and it looks quite interesting. So I'll be quite interested to see how that turns out, actually, because
that could be it could be something to
both of them that I did. And Mr. Farmer's promised he's gonna do the coil, the Dragon coil, on his big resin printer soon.
That'll be cool. That'll be cool. I'm hoping this thing I'm doing is going to come out pretty cool, because I reckon it would benefit from resin, to be honest. But I just haven't got a big enough resin for it.
Soon, yeah. Can't think of the name. She's on her main jam on Twitch and TikTok. She started the print actually for the coil last night or today. She's planning to do it. And if you go like Ben, it's your boy in space. He's done a couple of the coils in. He put glitter in the resin. Jamie, that's it. Yeah. So and he's done a few in the glitter, and some of the color changes were fantastic that he come up.
Yeah, I bet that looks quite cool. It's actually moving smooth, isn't it? It's...
Yeah, the fan's quite noisy. You probably won't be able to hear it because my microphone's away from it, but it's quite noisy.
Yeah, I can't hear a fan, to be honest, because I've got a fan right in my ear. I've got the Cobra running away, haven't I? So, which isn't particularly noisy, but the fan's up, giving it beans at the minute. So,
yeah. But to be honest, I've been really impressed actually, because Sam Prentice did the 555% print the other day on his Cobra Max, and that took 5 days, and it was incredible.
Nothing to be ashamed of being autistic.
Asperger's.
My boy's autistic, so yeah, all good.
To be honest, I think everyone's got slight autistic states and traits and everything. Everyone's got it.
I'm dyslexic, and Like reading and writing is just impossible. But give me something with my hands. I love life.
I think you need to explain that a little bit more.
Anything hands-on, let's put it that way. So building, or anything to do with fixing, making, or creative wise with your hands.
Yeah. I suppose, Matt. Yeah, it's good because you have been chasing that for a while, haven't you? And you're kind of umming and ahhing about doing it. But I guess it's nice.
It's good to know.
Yeah,
it is good to know, because at least you know how you can adapt and how you can work around with it.
Yeah.
So it's always a bonus to know. Definite.
Show me how to do it and throw me in and I'll do it. Yeah.
Good evening.
Evening, Don Sculpts. I am going to be trying acetone for my resin prints. Not there yet, but I will be soon. I was actually talking to Martin about this off air before about doing it. And I really want to give it a try because I really want to do lithophanes in white and put it in water and let it cure in water and it doesn't discolor. Be great. I mean, I have been dealing with it for 37 years, but just wanted to know what it was actually was. Yeah.
It's the not knowing that's harder than knowing, for sure.
Yeah,
definite.
And it's difficult for people of our age like that, really, because things like that, like at that time when you was a kid, you were just a naughty boy or a naughty girl, or there wasn't autism.
I was basically classed as dumb.
Yeah,
which I am dumb. It's fair enough, but there is reason behind it.
and that's it, though, isn't it? Like, and it's. I think sometimes the schools here in the UK that they're trying sometimes to overlook things to say, well, they've got autism or they've got this or they've got this, and sometimes labeling some kids is not what they need.
So you can do. I mean, I was just saying, I was useless at school. I always got labelled as, like, say, dumb and didn't want to know and this, that, and the other. I didn't come out of school too well, but I've gone on from there. I've got more NVQs and GMVQs than pretty much most people I know. So, it's just about adapting to work for yourself, isn't it, really? And how things settle with you.
It's like my dog was trying to get in the shed. Just told him to bugger off.
You just got to push on and work the best way for yourself.
Yeah, and do you know what, Matt? I'm exactly the same, because I didn't really do well in my exams. Like, I did all right, I guess, but wasn't what I wanted. But now that I'm 45 this year, I've learned so much more than I ever did at school. Like just doing 3D printing, you have to know more than just one skill. You got to be able to work a computer to be able to slice. You got to be able to use the programs. You've got to be able to work out layers, and it's huge, isn't it? The things you need to know to be able to do it, and because it's practical, it's not boring. Where you get shoved into a book and shown how to do this and how to do that. Yeah, subsets. Yeah, so I've always used the Anycubic slicer for my resins.
I don't know how Gravity works. Love it.
Gravity. And I always used that, and it was always my go-to. So I had Lychee slicer when it had that big update, and I gave it a go, and I really couldn't get my head around it. I just wasn't. Tutti Box I've got, I had a go on, and I kept going back to Anycubics. And then a friend of mine said he's got the Pro for Lychee, and he said it's this and that. And I had a little look. I paid the £5 for the month to have a look. Makes a hell of a difference. Like, it shouldn't, but like being able to physically see how you're gonna hollow the print there, and it didn't crash. Like my Anycubic one would crash every now and again if the model was too big. But yeah, I'm loving resin. I was always one like, I don't want to do it, it's dirty and there's too much of this and there's too much of that. But when my kids get something like that and they love it, that's all that matters. You know, I'm not doing this for a business, I'm doing this for fun. My kids love these. Yeah. And getting the right thickness as well, like on the actual prints, is quite important. I found I've gone a little bit too thin. Yeah, it is. It's apps like this. This is a bigger version. It's my camera's
it has come out stunning.
The fat, so that's a little bit bigger, and the quality.
It has come out stunning. That
was done on my Mono X. It's stunning. You really can't like. I've seen Modbot's done this in yellow. He did it in FDM, and it looks really nice. But that's gorgeous. And this is their one off their Patreon. You know, this is.
You see, I think for me, I love my FDM, but they've got a place. Everything's got a place. I mean, resin for detail and small stuff. My FDMs, I do larger scenery items and things, and I've got my FDMs to a point where generally I don't have to do much post-process.
And as Matt pointed out on my TikTok earlier, there is a color change on this.
Yeah, boy. And it's a straight line as well. Look at that, eh?
This was actually sliced and done by my 10-year-old son. I thought I'd let him to do something while he was off school because of his ankle. And he wanted to do that, so we did it. And we are going to paint them one day. And then they're going to go on the bedroom walls. Once you get into the workflow of resin and you don't have all that. Yeah.
True. It is fake.
It's all about the light.
Got the Sharpie out.
Yeah. It was actually my coffee. I spilt it by mistake. Yeah. And that's true, Don Scott. So before that, I was like, oh, I'd love a resin printer because I've got loads of FDMs, and you'd be like, yeah. But then you read all the issues that come with it, like the what it puts in the air, or not wearing your gloves, and people can end up in hospital by being sensitive or whatever. Until you actually do it, you don't realize how quick it actually is, the process. So Akuma Mods actually said to me when he was on a live that he uses a little container, has a little bit of IPA in there, or he uses distilled alcohol, and he cleans his prints with that first. And then he has, hold on a minute, just 2 seconds, my kids are back. Oh, go on, Martin, talk.
Yeah. I mean, that's still looking pretty smooth to me. I'm liking it. Is it, Carl? Can you get a lot of noise out of that? Is it making a lot of noise off the fan? Is it?
Look, my kids do love me. And there's no toy inside, so you could probably buy these in America. So yeah, so having that container with a bit of IPA, because I use IPA, and then putting it into my wash made a huge difference. I've literally cut down from having to wash it once a week, you know, like get rid of the pure resin. It's maybe once every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks. It's incredible. Yeah, the container that it's in needs cleaning and replacing, but it's great.
Is that fan making a lot of noise on that? Is it, or?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it like horrendously?
I don't think it's actually that. I think it's actually the fan for the UV screen underneath.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely the fan.
I was going to say, if you put the lid on, does it quite dampen it down, or?
No. So I can't actually. So that'd be sucking air in, wouldn't it? So if the cover's on, that'd be sucking the air out, which would carbon filter. It's the actual UV cooling fan lights, cooling fans at the back that
loudest
fan out.
Interesting.
It's no louder than the other resin prisoners, to be honest. Yeah, I've looked at that actually, having 2 vats. I thought about that because I made this for my Mono X because I like to drip them. You know, like I'll print, and when it's done, I just put my bed on there, and it just means then that I don't have to. I can just leave them for a little bit, just hanging there like that while the resin drips off. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, I might look at getting enough of that. Actually, it is loud, and
I got 3 with the Form Labs. It is handy. I use one for clear, one for black, and I've got one for generally colours.
I've put the lid on, Martin, and it's no quieter, so it's definitely
back fan then.
Yeah, it's a noisy one.
Yeah.
If this has succeeded, I'll be well made up. And we're going to find out.
Where you find that? Yeah, I'm not going to say
it. I'm going to find out now that I haven't taken something off or put something on.
I'll hold off saying anything. Right, I'll be right back.
That still tickles me about Kinder Eggs, actually, that they're banned in America. It really gets me. And like, we got drinks over here called fruit shots, which are really popular in McDonald's because they come with the kids' meals. And because of the sugar, or not the sugar, the actual fake sugar that's in there, it's banned in America. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's mad. It is mad.
Here in America, we have those Kinder chocolates, and they had toys inside. Then someone didn't read the label and ate the whole thing. Oh, for God's sake!
I'll be back in 1 second.
All right, mate.
All right, mate.
Why would you not know there's a toy inside a Kinder Egg? I remember McDonald's got sued years ago before they had careful hot contents. Some woman sued them because she burnt herself with a hot drink. So they're actually banned because someone ate the toy. That's nuts. That's funny, actually. Oh, it's not funny, but that's nuts, that. But you can import them, though, can't you? Some kids eat it and then choked. Oh, a bag of peanuts from Morrison's State may contain nuts on the back. Yeah. That's very true. Yeah. Or like I'll have M&M peanuts, and it say this bag may contain products that have touched nuts. And you're like, yeah. Or it says on sun cream, don't drink. The world's gone nuts. It really has. Okay, I'm not confident that that's actually done, but we'll find out now. Okay. Yes. I haven't broke the screen. It has actually worked. Let's have a look. That has to be a first for me ever. I'll tell you what, we'll just take the camera off and go up here. Can we see? There we go. I've seen worse ones. Stupid autofocus. That hasn't come out too bad, to be honest. And that was sliced quickly on lychee slices. So I'm quite happy with that. Didn't really think about how. So there's no actual way to actually turn this to lean it on its side, is there either? Typical. Oh, for God's sake. I'm going to a sushi place. Warning: products may contain. Yeah, it's There's just some real stupid people in the world. Have you got the plus Halot plus subsector? Yeah. I suppose the best plug my wash station in now. Find the plug for it. Jesus Christ.
My back. Winner. Oh.
Well, it has printed something, but we are going to find out in a minute. I just need to plug my wash station in because I didn't think this far ahead.
Question is, what has it printed?
Well, if you hadn't disappeared, you would have seen what it printed.
Oh, I know, mate, but nature called.
Nature.
It's been a long day. Nobody wants to see that.
It happens when you get old. I'm to go to the toilet.
I know,
when you have to go to the toilet more than once in the night, you know you're getting old.
Once? Shit. I must be past it.
To be honest, we've moved our bedroom downstairs because of my mobility and that, because our house has a bathroom downstairs. So, but yeah.
Problem is, I have such long days where I can't get to a toilet because I'm working in the middle of nowhere or tied up. So
sounds like your perfect weekend, that being tied up.
It is. I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. It just means at night I've got to go toilet more than most.
Yeah.
Hiya, bye, Nick. How you doing?
Really
good to see you here. Ooh.
Hello, non-stick.
Don't break that handle.
Shush. Like, hello, buying it. Right.
Oh. Yeah, I'm doing good, mate. Bit tired, bit of a manic week, and Cole's doing what Cole does. So yeah, now I'm good. I'm good, thanks. Ooh.
Oh jeez, do you know what? I'll just drop it in there. Let it do its job.
You're making a mess.
I make a mess just by looking at things. I can put clothes in the washing machine, pull it on, and then look at it, and they might go. They're not clean.
Come out dirtier.
Yeah.
It's a talent, mate.
It is. It's a skill, and I keep telling her that she should be proud that I can do that.
Yeah. I don't know where it's ever going to be needed, but one day it may be needed.
I slice about 3/4 of a files of those so they right away. 1.5, 30, 2.5. Yeah, well, that's actually a good idea, actually. I didn't think of that, yeah, because I kind of just need to play around with my settings a little bit because so not James Mohammed Badger, but James, who runs his own printing business, he got his M3 Max last week or this week, and some of the prints he had coming off there were outstanding. They were gorgeous. I know those on the SD cards all the time. Yeah, I'll do that. I think that's a good idea, actually. You should do that, Martin.
What's that?
So, Akira Mods was saying, because he's got so many resins, so he slices about 3 or 4 files of those right away. You know, the frozen test.
Oh, yeah.
And he does it at 1.5 at 30, 2 at 30, 2.5 at 30, and 3 at 30. So he's got an area of seconds and layers ready to go, and then he can run his test.
That is a good idea, to be honest. I've been slacking with my resins. I've not done a lot on resin printing. I've had
that's because you got Form Labs.
Yeah, I have got Formlabs, but I've got the Creality set up as well. I've just literally I had COVID. We were in the middle of selling house. I've just been lazy, if I'm honest. I've had a lot of FDM going on.
Well, Matt, walking with Matt, can vouch that actually he brought a sports car, and that's why he's not been doing much.
I wish I had. Believe it or not, since I brought the car, the only place I've gone in it is freaking work. I haven't gone anywhere else. I'm really gutted.
Right, I did. Matt, did you get a big scraper in this one? Because I haven't got a toolkit with this one. I've
You
literally
had a
got a plastic scraper.
one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but
You not had a metal?
no.
Oh.
Got my Anycubic one that I use, but I haven't got any toolkit like that for this at all.
That's why it's missing. It's still sat at Creality, mate.
Yeah,
It's sat on the side there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we missed one."
Oh God! Right, here we go. Let's find out. Oh. This would be either I'm an apprentice or I have passed. Oh,
welcome.
Okay, I don't like to blow my own trumpet, but
as it disintegrates.
Shush! You be quiet. Have faith. I might not.
We've all been there, mate. Don't worry.
But I tell you what, that isn't bad.
Wrong colour.
That is not bad at all.
So yeah, I'm still, as well as that, really, I'm still running on old school resin printers. To be honest, I've got the LD002H, the Photon
Hello,
Zero.
Nice to see it. Right, Mr.
And the Formlab one.
I have to say, let me just.
You've got a lot of shine.
I will send that through on picture to you, but that I think is not bad at all.
That's come out quite nice.
That is not bad. So all the holes, that's probably the first time I've had most of the holes go all the way through.
Get on.
All the corners are really nice. Probably need to have a little look at that under light. Hang on. Let's see if that helps. Does that make it a bit better? Is that a bit too bright now? Oh, there you go. Look at that. That's better.
That's better. Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, the border. Yeah.
Is there any breaks around the edges?
No, it looks quite good actually. But I don't have my glasses on, so that probably doesn't help at all. Because so I actually, which is this one? So I actually keep most of my tests now that I do. So this was a clear Sunlu resin I had, which is really hard to tell how well it came out, but I was really happy with it. But yeah, that's not bad for its first attempt.
That's all right, mate.
That's
fairly good, to be fair.
Yeah. But the edges do look a little bit better than when I sent it through the other week for my Mono X. But yeah, it does look, it's come out really well actually.
Get in.
And to be honest, I really like Eron resin actually. It's quite nice. I know. What's your go-to resin, Akuma? What's yours, Martin? What do you like?
Yeah, I like. I do still like Anycubic resin, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. It doesn't sort of fare me too wrong. I have got a Sunlu, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I've got two. I had 3 bottles of 3 kilo. I had 3 bottles of 1,000 gram bottles, but I wasted 2 of them on Super Dragons. But that blue was really nice. That was actually
that was nice. That
blue, and it's really hard to see because obviously it's quite thin. But when it was on a big print, it looked really nice. Like
see, my other resin is actual form lab resin, which is so it's a total different kettle of fish. It's
eSun Bio. See, I was looking at that on Amazon the other day, and it's like £30 for 500 grams in the UK.
Yeah, see the
Subsector, what's your go-to resin then? As you're now into resin printing. And who else is there?
We still got Matt here?
I know Bio. Nick's got a resin printer, but I don't know if he's used it yet.
Fuku. See, I haven't used Fukus.
Don
and that's what I'd like
what's yours? Well, we know. See, I'd love to get some focus resin.
Yeah.
And I really like the colour of the red one. Well, that is now available.
A roll of their filament, it never comes. So
it's on UK Amazon now. Their filament, not resin, but their filament. Yeah, £32 though.
Ouch.
Yeah.
See, I was meant to get a roll of their filament not long after I got the printer, and it never arrived. So I sort of forgot about it because I had so much going on.
Okay, so I will post a picture of this anyway, but I have to say,
Legal standard and really ABS, like that's meant to be good resin. Actually, it's meant to be quite good.
I do like it. It's pretty. Yeah, look, the edges are quite tidy as well. Even the
writing's quite good at the bottom as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that is nice. Anyway, so I've been using Elegoo. Now, Walker and Matt likes Elegoo. He had the green, didn't he? The other day we were talking about. He had the green transparent one.
Yeah, it actually come out stunning, didn't it? I thought it did.
So subset to the black resin you got, does a little bit of light go through that resin, you know, like when you've printed it? Because I had some black resin that I did, I think it was Eron actually, and it was like a transparent black. It looked really nice. Like the Anycubic green is nice. Yeah, I've not got theirs yet. I have. Yeah. So what I do is, because I am an idiot, right? Which most people will know. So I used this a while ago, and what I do is when I've got a really little bit of resin left, I actually tip it all into here. So this is a hybrid resin, and it may
be Craftsman.
It might be responsible for the slight color change in there, but yeah, I just chuck all the little bits in because there's no point putting like 2 milligrams back into a bottle. So
see, I've got the Anycubic Eco as well. That's a bit of a weird resin. I found that was quite strange.
Yeah, subset it's Eron black water washable resin. Now I don't wash it in water, but and I actually find the water washable resins not as potent and smell. It just keeps the bottoms of your resins for patching support and removal scars. Yeah, I really need to look at the green actually. I'm a bit boring really. I just go with like Eron or Sunlu or Anycubic. I have got some UC resin on the way. Yusu resin coming soon.
I see. I like UC stuff. I've had quite a few rolls of their filament, all different sort of like exotics and things, and they've always been great.
Yeah,
I've always had really good results with UC.
So they've always been in America, and we were using Eono. Yeah,
Eono, wasn't it?
That was their UK brand. Now, for some reason, that still exists, but Yusu now are moving into the UK market. So it's interesting. But Lynn from Yusu is really good.
I like the Eono. I thought it was great. And now they've gone to Yusu, and it seems to be even better.
So subsector, I've used now
winner.
So Akuma Mods has done a little bit more with clear resin than me, but I've used Eron clear resin, and it went a little bit yellow. But Dom Skoltz has suggested acetone in the wash, and then pull it in water and pull it in the sun, and it won't discolor. So that is on my
Gonna
list
have to be
do.
tried, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gonna have to be tried.
So, Brian,
Yeah,
you're in Canada, so you can get hold of you. So in Canada, then that's good.
I mean, I've got clear form labs, but that is absolutely clear. It's mental. That stuff's nuts.
Sebastian, I tried to order the Sunlu resin with that discount code, and it doesn't get delivered to the UK. I was gutted. I put 4 bottles in, and it was like £38. I was like, wow. And then I put, no, don't deliver to the UK. I was like, oh god. Add some blue dye or purple dye. Okay.
It's a nightmare. I keep finding so many deals. I'm like, I want it.
I don't use the sun to cure, but water will definitely speed up the curing process. Okay. I will try it. I have about 60 bottles of resin right now. Yeah, I haven't got that much.
Nice.
Send me some Akuma mods.
See, my plan is when we move, I will be sort of directing more towards resin than I am FTM at the minute.
So while Akuma mods is on here,
on the gaming.
So Akuma mods is actually selling a few of his printers off. Actually, mostly FDM printers though, and he's selling off some filament. Akuma, if you want to just post a link in here, you can do it, but it's only to like America only, stateside. And he's actually getting rid of a few printers because he's got more boxes than he needs to do with. Or go on his TikTok and you'll be able to get it from there. Oh, they're all gone at the moment, actually. Oh, well done. Yeah, and I think resin printers have got a little bit more I think more people are getting resin printers now. So I think the market will be a little bit cheaper. I think the more people that are buying it, the more people that are using it.
It's starting to pick up a lot more now.
Yeah. I'd like to see resin prices drop a little bit. I would, but I think everyone would as well.
I'm going back down to doing a lot more on the wargaming minis and things like that. So yeah. I will definitely be sort of.
So anyone in America
doing a lot more on the old resins.
There's Akuma Mods' Etsy store. He will be putting some more printers on there soon, so just keep an eye out because some of the prices he was selling them for were like crazy low, and that included shipping as well, didn't it? And it was, if I lived in America, I would have pinched 1 or 2. But
the Mono X is definitely one that I'm seriously considering as my next resin printer, to be honest.
Yeah,
because the price is just too damn good.
Yeah, the Mono X at £300 is crazy. I can't even buy the Ender 3S1 for that because that's £400. And I got that in an Easter sale.
It's crazy, isn't
it? The price for that is just, and it's a really nice printer. It's actually very similar to this. This is a little bit smaller. Where it is a smaller printer, but that's going to be sat next to it on the shelf, and it's going to look like this is going to look tiny. And if I didn't have that, I would have been impressed with the build size of this. It's true though, isn't it? Like it's in blue as well, but forget about that. But like this. So I'm actually giving my Mono SE away to my nephew, but he doesn't know this yet.
It's worth it because it's got a blue lid.
But this has got a blue cover as well. But like that's my first build plate as a resin printer. Yeah. And actually, I'll tell you what that actually sits on. It's a big difference.
But see, that's the sort of size I've got at the moment.
The
format
I went
quite
from
big.
that. This is what made me laugh. To this. Look. Like that. It's like two and a half of them. It's nuts. It's crazy, and they're not a bad. The Mono SC are really good resin printers. the quality I've had off them are fantastic. The new Ender 3 S1, no, the new one is the Ender 3 Plus. Yeah. 300 by 300 by 300, and it's like nearly $600. It's crazy. It's they saturate the market, and I've got a really good relationship with people at Creality, but they do oversaturate the market, and I do tell them,
flood them.
They water it down. Like Focus have got one printer out and one laser, and they're doing really well in the market.
Yeah, well,
they are doing well, and Dora and a team, they're fantastic. Like when their resin came out and it was on Amazon in America, the amount of people that got sent their resin to do was fantastic. Sorry, I need to run. Still working. Having a good night's dream. I'll see you later, Subsector. Thanks for coming in. And Focus, they've got another printer coming out soon, and they're not oversaturating. They haven't released the Odin again.
Focus have done it.
No,
they're not oversaturating, but they're actually supporting their
the community
to the point of replacing everything as they should, helping them set up. They're dedicating more time to understanding what their community is actually after.
Yeah,
giving them time to develop something that's actually wanted.
So for the price of the Ender 3 S1 Plus,
or another model of the same model that was out last year,
So you can buy the Ender 3 S1 Plus or buy the Anycubic Cobra Max. What would you buy? The same price? Would you buy a 300 by 300 by 300, or would you buy a 400 by 400 by 450?
I would go for the Max personally.
Yeah.
I would go for the Max, because if it's anywhere near the standard Cobra, it's definitely worth it.
Okay, yeah. So buying it, the CR10 Smart
Pro.
She is
3D. Dora's been a legend from the get-go.
Yeah, so I actually think Creality have actually got the CR10 Smart Pro right. Now, I really like my Ender 3 S1. It was down for about 10 weeks and took them 10 weeks to get me the parts, but it prints really well. Is it worth the extra money over the Focus? No.
It does print well.
I've not used my Focus as much as I normally do, and my kids normally use it. But when I've used it, it prints straight away. If I left my Ender 3 S1 for 4 weeks, not touched it, I'd have to do so much to get it working. Like you've got the Magician.
I love not the Magician. It just
the Minga Magician
does what you tell it to do.
You got the Magician, didn't you? The new one. Is it the Magician?
Yeah, the Magician X. That's another great machine.
So they've just released the bigger version as well.
Yeah. The only thing is, I would say the Magicians were weird one. It froze you because it's got quite a big footprint, but a really small bed.
I'll scare you now.
It sort of froze you. It looks. It looks wise. It froze you a little bit, but it's a great little unit.
Yeah, and all right, we know. Well, Sam Prentice, when he did the Focus review, he discovered the origins of the actual model of the Odin. But that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad. That printer. All right, a lot of people have issues with like the run out sensor or the load in it, but it works. It works really well, and they've done everything right. They support the community. Like,
I mean,
what company? I'm not being funny. What company would have sent like how many bottles did you get, Matt? Was it about 4 or 5 bottles of resin off Dora? DB3D got some. All the people in America got it. They got sent loads, and just to push it, Jerry from Jerry 3D Print and Paint, Liam Astro Printer, they all got the resin. And what better way to do it than give it to people that are going to be able to publicize it or showcase it or whatever, and it looked really nice. For $600, you can buy 3 You buy 3 times the printer I just posted in your Under the Hot Hand group, and you still have 60 over to buy 3 ABL sensors. Exactly, Sebastian. That is true. It is true. Yeah, so 4 bottles, and I've actually got. I've got an. I've never used red resin before. You know, the skin color. I can't even just remember what the word is, but I've actually got a bottle which I'm really excited to use actually, because I want to do Magenta. So I've never used that color before. I'm actually quite
magenta.
I'm quite looking forward to giving that a go, because I've done grey, I've done white, I've done black, done transparent. I've not done green yet, which we will do. I've won some focus filament and I can't even have it. I hate the part they don't want anything to. Right, I completely agree with you, because I won another Odin when they did a school competition, and I couldn't get it shipped to me in the UK. And then 2 weeks later, after I sent it off to wherever, it was available in the UK.
The shipping costs and things at the minute are just nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy in the UK. Like, I was paying £1.35 a litre of petrol. No, it's probably more than that. Whatever, I've not filled up for a couple of days, I suppose. And I went the other day and it'd gone up 6p a litre overnight. 6p. It's like, my house is a 3-bedroom house. There's 3 adults, 3 kids, and a dog who doesn't use any electricity. And it's £225 a month for gas and electric. That is a luxury. You know, having Sky TV, or in America it's cable TV or whatever it is in America. Having Sky TV is like £140 a month. I don't use that. I use something else, but that I used to have that, and that was a luxury. I used to have it, and I used to enjoy having it.
Yeah, it's gone mad.
Premier League, Sky Movies. It's a lot of money. Like I was trying to explain to my 14-year-old daughter that it costs nearly £400 a month to keep our car on the road, with insurance, with the car payments, with fuel, with anything else that needs to be with it before it even breaks down. It's a lot of money. And kids these days don't get taught that.
It is now.
But we've been on for nearly 2 hours.
I can remember when my fuel was costing me about £1 a litre.
I remember when all the petrol stations in the UK got closed down because it went to £1, and everyone protested outside the refineries so they couldn't get the fuel out.
Yeah.
I live about 1 hour from the USA border, not like I live in.
And now we're.
Yeah, £650 a month for my car. Yeah, it's. Hello, Kieran.
What you need to do is get a friend in the USA, and then literally get your stuff sent there, and once a month go down and pick it up off him.
Well,
it's the way forward.
I don't even know what Kieran lives in Australia. He's from he's a New Zealander who lives in Australia, and he is part of the Maker Deck team crew, and it's fun. We gas probably at $950 a month. That's insane. That's nuts. Like, my missus has just changed jobs, and like her changing a job has saved so much from fuel. It's crazy. Like, it's the world's gone nuts, and it's only going to go one way.
Well, I've worked out my to work and back now is 14 miles for me.
Is that a round trip? Is that 14 there?
I'm getting to work and back for less than 20 quid a week.
Yeah, it's
no
nuts.
In total.
$70 a week.
7 miles each way.
So $70 is about 50 quid. So that wouldn't even fill my tank up. Here, the taxes on gas will be lowered by 30%.
I'm down to. I've got mine down to around 18.
So what they did in the UK, so we pay council tax here. So anyone who rents or owns a house, they pay council tax. That's responsible for your bins. So your bins get empty for that, like green bin, your recycling bin, your brown bin. We pay a percentage goes to the fire brigade, the ambulance,
Sewerage.
the hospital, schools, all that sort of stuff. So I pay £156 a month on council tax. We've got a rebate of £150 back off the government as everything's gone expensive and we'll let you have this. I have to pay that back in 2 years at interest levels. So in reality, they're making more money off me paying it back. And it's nuts. Gas and electric is subsidized, but we'll have to pay that back again as well. Oh, it's crazy. It's nuts. Like, I'm looking at solar panels for the house.
It's mad.
It is nuts.
We've got them. You won't get the money back off them.
Yeah, but if I could run my printers off them, I'm happy. That's all I want. I don't worry about TV and that because.
Yeah, I mean, you can. You just won't see. I mean, we had to buy the panels, so they will never pay for themselves. If we sold the house, whoever buys the house,
yes,
is going to benefit from them.
Yes, they didn't even move us up first. Yes, so yeah, that like the timing of like the Russian invasion of Ukraine was just crazy because that's when prices were going up. It's like, yeah, it's nuts.
Well, I think, to be honest, I'm going to have to get off in a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go, but it's scary. I'm actually really worried about my kids. I don't know where they're going to live when they're 20 odd years old because they're not going to be able to afford to be anywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
But anyway, yeah, I'm going to have to scarper anyway because my family are back now and I'd best go and see him for half an hour before I disappeared. But thanks, Martin, for coming on. Thank you to Bionic for coming along. Akuma Mods, nice to see you. 3D Mechanics, Walking with Matt, Sebastian, Subsets, anyone that's popped in, it's been awesome. I will do another one tomorrow for me Ender 2. And we'll have a little giggle about that and the build plate size because I probably think that's probably a little bit bigger by it. But we'll see. But anyway, thank you very much. I know, allow me to mess around with technical issues. I really need to get some streaming lights so it looks better. And I will get it better. But thank you very much, everyone, for coming along. It was nice to see you all. Catch you later.
Yeah, I'll be posting pictures of what the Cobra's doing over the next week and so.
Right, I'll catch everyone later. All right, Martin, cheers again, mate.
Keep you in the loop if we don't see you before. All right. See you later.